Hi everyone and welcome back to another video. My name is Courtney if you don't know me already. I'm so excited to watch this video today, guys. This one is 21 things in the US that puzzles most foreigners. So as a foreigner to the USA, I'm going to confirm or deny whether I find these things weird. So we are gonna get straight into the video. Let me know what you guys think down below and let's do it.
Well, you may have lived in the United
excited.
States your whole life without realizing that something totally normal for you seems bizarre to people from other parts of the world. Who knew that munching on fried pickles in a highly air-conditioned room was so outlandish? Well, here are some other highly entertaining Americanisms I've gathered. Let's count it down from number 21.
Okay.
Sales tax is a guessing game. When you go shopping in the U.S. and see a price tag that says $14.88, don't expect to pay $14.88 at the register.
That's definitely different.
Sales tax is not included in the price of an item. And since this tax can vary from state to state, figuring out your total can turn into the ultimate mental math challenge. In many European countries, the sales tax is already included in the price.
Can confirm.
It's known as a value-added tax, or VAT. Number 20. We're total workaholics.
Yes.
A lot of Americans don't feel the need to take long vacations.
Yes.
So they often let vacation and sick hours pile up without ever using them. Plus, most employers only give you 2 weeks out of the year. But in a lot of other countries, like Brazil or Finland, workers are encouraged to take an average of 30 days of vacay.
Always encouraged.
Maybe I should take some time off. Or perhaps I'll just keep waiting. 19. It's not a party without red Solo cups. In the States, this red plastic cup is synonymous with "party on, dude." But other countries apparently don't recognize this cup to mean the same thing. People in the UK, for example, don't use red Solo cups at get-togethers. They have to go to a special website to purchase the cups for American-themed parties. Who knew? Number 18. Deep-fried everything. Whether it's fried pickles or even fried Oreos, America has it all. Fried fish recipes first appeared in Spanish and Portuguese cookbooks as far back as the 1200s, and the Greeks were frying food in olive oil way back in the 5th century BCE. But as America does with many things, they've adopted a tradition from far-off lands and took it up a notch, or 5. 17. Get everything you need right at the pharmacy. If you're not from the U.S., it may be puzzling to walk into a pharmacy and see aisles and aisles of over-the-counter meds, toys, makeup, clothes, and even groceries. Unlike in other countries where pharmacies sell medicine and medical supplies exclusively, the ones in the U.S. are like small convenience stores where you can grab magazines, Tylenol, and a frozen pizza in one fell swoop.
We have some like that here in New Zealand.
16.
But not as
Fill
often.
her up. In America, if a restaurant doesn't offer free refills on fountain drinks, it's kind of strange. But in other countries, once you buy one beverage, that's it.
We don't have free refills.
France banned refills on sugary sodas back in 2017 in order to combat the current obesity epidemic. But in the U.S., the idea of free refills is still alive and well.
I love free refills
15.
in America.
If you don't like it, return it.
Yes, oh my God, this
Whether
is
it's
such
an
a
ugly
big
sweater
one.
from grandma or
It's
a
crazy.
heinous pair of earrings from an ex, if you don't like it, you can just return it. In America, making returns at stores is pretty normal and super easy. I mean, the U.S. even has a National Returns Day in January, conveniently held for you to return holiday gifts you weren't too thrilled about. 14. Tips for everyone. Cab drivers, servers, hairdressers, you gotta tip them. Tips are acceptable for almost any service in the U.S. and sometimes consist of 25% of the bill. We haven't started tipping surgeons yet, but there are places in other parts of the world, such as Japan, that consider tipping incredibly rude, like in restaurants. When you travel to different countries, it's important to learn their tipping etiquette so that you don't offend anyone.
So true.
13. I'll take my coffee to go. With a Starbucks on every corner, it's very normal to see people toting around a coffee as they shop, commute to work, and whatever else at all times of the day. But in many parts of the world, coffee is meant to be sipped on while seated and enjoying the paper or chatting with friends. Tugging your coffee along with you throughout the day might be due to the fact that the cups are huge and take longer to drink.
The cups
Who's
are
got
huge.
that kind of time to be sitting in a cafe for hours?
No,
Sounds like fun to me.
We definitely have takeaway
Number
coffee
12,
here, for
the
sure.
land of ice-cold drinks. Now, speaking of drinks, if it's not a hot coffee or cocoa, then it's probably got ice in it. Tea, coffee, lemonade, soda,
Always
water.
ice.
Americans like it on the rocks. If you go elsewhere in the world, odds are you'll be sipping your soda at room temperature, or maybe slightly refrigerated if you don't
Sometimes.
specifically ask for ice.
Sometimes.
Number 11,
Sometimes.
keeping the AC on at all times.
Yes, this is a big
Americans
one.
must have an aversion to being hot. In many parts of Europe, people simply don't use air conditioning as much as they do in the States.
Yes.
Here,
I
it's
don't
expected
have
to always have the
air
AC
conditioning here in my
blaring,
apartment.
and a lot of visitors find it pretty strange and quite chilly. But come on, it makes sense. If you're cold, you can layer up. If you're hot, all you can do is suffer and complain about it. Number 10. Looking at dollars is a snooze fest.
All the same.
I remember
They all
going to
look the
Europe for the
same.
first time and thinking their banknotes look like Monopoly money. And I guess a lot of countries have bills of different colors and sizes depending on the value, like Swedish krona and Russian rubles. But not in the US. It's all greenbacks,
Yeah.
baby. Sure, 10s look a little yellowy, 50s are kind of pinkish, and Benjamins seem bluer than the others. But still, US dollars definitely aren't as fun and rainbowy as other currencies.
It's true.
Number 9. Giving a thumbs up. In America, even little kids know a thumbs up means good job,
We do
way
that
to
in
go,
New Zealand
or anything
too.
positive like that. But if you travel to Greece or the Middle East and give this common American gesture,
Oh, I
you
didn't know
probably
that.
won't make too many friends. Hey, how about giving this video a thumbs up for the useful tip?
Nice.
Number 8. The date writing conundrum. So many
Oh,
visitors
yes.
to the U.S. get really confused by the month, day, year thing, because most parts of the
It's
world write the day,
backwards.
then the month, then finally the
Why
year.
is it month, day,
There's no
year?
clear
I don't
historical
get it.
reason why the U.S. insists on writing the day differently, but we just do. Number 7.
Just because.
Pre-baby baby showers. Many cultures celebrate a new baby coming into the world, but America is one of the few places that does this before the baby actually gets here.
Oh,
In
no,
East
we do
Asian
that.
countries,
We do
for
that.
instance, celebrations for a new baby are held once the baby is born, as doing otherwise
No, we
is
have
seen
baby
as
showers
bad
before,
luck.
for sure.
Number 6, where "how are you" means hello. Sure,
Yeah, that's
people ask
true.
each other how they're doing in other countries,
Yeah.
but Americans often use this phrase as a
Yeah.
replacement for
That's
hey
so-
or hello.
Yeah.
It doesn't even require a real response. People
That
just answer
throws me
with
for
fine
sure.
thanks, even if they're in a horrible mood or had a terrible day. Number 5, bathroom stalls that
Oh my
aren't so
God,
private.
this grinds my gears.
Don't like doing your business
I
in
don't
front
know
of
why
complete
it's like
strangers?
this in
Americans
America.
don't either, of course. But the fact that bathroom stall doors often reveal as much as your entire lower leg seems
And
to
there's
say
gaps
otherwise.
in the thing.
There's no clear reason as to why there's this big gap in public bathroom stalls here.
And
But
the
many guess
sides.
it's for safety reasons or ventilation. Just saying. Number 4. No one uses their inside voice.
Yes, this is true.
A lot of
I
my
gotta
friends who are
admit.
visiting or moved to the U.S. tell me that locals speak so loud compared to other countries.
This is true.
Whether it's talking on your cell phone or chatting with a friend over lunch, Americans seem to really like projecting their voice. I don't know. Maybe we just want to make sure we're heard. Number 3. It's all about choices. Walk into any grocery store aisle and you'll notice at least 10 different options for cookies,
Yeah.
crackers, or cereal.
So many different
People in the
options, and I
UK don't
love it.
have these many options for food, and you'll almost never find anything in grape flavor there. Number 2. Hopping into the back seat of a cab. When getting into a cab, it's customary in the States to scoot on into the back
Oh,
seat.
for sure, we do
But in
that
countries
here
like
too.
New Zealand and Australia,
What?
riding anywhere but shotgun can be a little rude.
No.
Number 1. That classic American smile.
No.
In the U.S., People
American
aren't
smile.
afraid to be nice and show their pearly whites all the time.
That's true.
And according to a 2015 study at Brown University, because America has always been a very diverse country, it forced people to smile at each other more since they couldn't always communicate with language.
Nice.
That's just one more historical theory as to why Americans tend to smile more than people in other places do. Or maybe we're just, friendlier. Whether you're from the US or not, can you add any more strange Americanisms to the list?
That was so interesting.
Let me know down in the comments. If you learned something new today, then give this video a like.
That was so interesting. I feel like I agreed with most of them. But the cab thing, when I was like, oh yeah, we definitely sit in the back seat here in New Zealand, and then the person in the video was like, oh, like in Australia and New Zealand, they sit in the front. It's like, I guess some people do, but I feel like most people sit in the back. I feel like it's strange to sit in the front for sure. So I don't know why they said that, but this is what this video is for, to debunk all of these things. So what else? The red cup thing. The red cup thing definitely became popular here in New Zealand after seeing it on American movies, and yeah, mostly American movies. We thought it was cool, like an American theme. Like, we just love the red cups. But yeah, they're kind of hard to find. They're not everywhere like they are in America. You have to actually go find them to buy them specifically. Another thing, yeah, I just don't get the date, guys. Why do you guys write month, day? Yeah, what? I don't get it. Is it because it's like June 12th, 2021, but it's like 06, 12, 21. Wouldn't it make more sense to do day, month, year? I don't know. There's something that's always, like, I've always wondered about. Oh yeah, so returning items in the US. Like, of course we can return items here in New Zealand, right, within like 30 days or something like that, or maybe 2 weeks, I think it is. But the difference between returning items here in America, I feel like in America they've got such broad guidelines. Like, you could buy makeup and use it and be like, oh, actually I don't like it anymore, and then just go return it and then get your money back or a store voucher or something. In New Zealand, if you open it and you use it, you can't take it back unless it's like broken or something like that, you just can't do that here. Americans are workaholics. Yeah, I feel like the American work culture is definitely like really stressful, and you're expected to put in long hours and always be available. Here in New Zealand, it's very opposite from that. It's really interesting to see the work culture after living in Japan for 4 years. I know this has got nothing to do with Japan, but just in general, the different work cultures in different countries, and I've just really noticed how relaxed it is here in New Zealand. Like, there's so many breaks throughout the day, morning tea, lunchtime, and then everyone is out the door at 5 o'clock. It's crazy. Everyone is out skis. Like, there's no overtime. Everyone's out, office lights off, all that. Of course, there are exceptions though. Yeah, so of course we do the thumbs up here in New Zealand, but yeah, most of these things are true, but also half of these things are why I like America so much. Like, for example, the free soda or the free refills of the soda, I love. I actually really do enjoy tipping people. I know people are like, oh my god, tipping is the worst thing ever, but I personally really like tipping people. I like that culture. I think people should be recognized for their hard work and going above and beyond. But of course, servers and stuff should be paid more, whatever. But that's a whole nother story, and that goes way further than what I can fit into this video. And I'm honestly not educated enough on the economics surrounding it. But anyway, what else do we have here that I forgot about? But yeah, tipping, I like tipping. Oh yeah, coffee drinking for sure. We have takeaway coffee here for sure. Walk down the street in Wellington and half the people walking are gonna have coffees in their hand. But we also do equally love to sit down and enjoy our coffee, but I feel like that's in America too. People sit down in the cafe to drink their coffee, or the Starbucks or whatever. Baby showers, we have baby showers before the baby is born. Oh yeah, the AC thing, the aircon thing is so funny to me. It's always just running, but you guys are so lucky because in a lot of American homes you guys have like those central unit that, I don't know, it's like the whole house is all connected in the AC system, right? A lot of homes here in New Zealand don't have that. So you guys are lucky to have the option to set your home whatever temperature you want. Here in my apartment, we just have a heater for the winter time. So yeah, it gets cold unless we turn on the heater at winter. In the summertime, we just open the doors to make it cooler inside, but it doesn't get too hot here either. So that's probably why we don't have that. But yeah, Americans definitely talk louder, which is so interesting. That's something I've really noticed about Americans in like living in Japan, meeting a lot of Americans there. It's just funny to me though. It's definitely no offense. It's just a funny observation. And of course, that classic American smile, that's so interesting as well. And I also think that's true. I think Americans are really like upfront and friendly and always like noticeably friendly. Well, not always, obviously. There's people in every country that are not nice, you know, but I feel like in general that's the case. That was so interesting, guys. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know if there's anything wrong in this video from your point of view. I gave you my point of view, so I'd love to hear yours. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. I hope to see you in my video in probably in a couple of days. So subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys.